You can have no more than $2,000 in countable assets. That doesn't include your house and surrounding property up to $500,000 in value. Your community spouse can have $66,480 in countable resources in this state, South Carolina. In other states, that figure is different. It can be up to $102,000. Each state administers it differently. Each state, though, has a federal mandate to seek estate recovery. So if you have kept your house and your surrounding property that's $500,000 in value, you have not made appropriate provision for it, guess who's going to get it? The Medicaid service is going to make a claim against your probate estate or a claim against your property. In some states, they have expanded estate recovery. They put a lien on your property and they can get it back. They can have it sold and then you get what's left. The estate, your heirs get what's left. Substantial changes were made in 2005. If you made gifts prior to the date of enactment, February the 8th of 2005, then you're okay. Excuse me, it's 2006. If your transfer was after February the 8th, 2006, the new rules apply. Under the old rules, penalties started when you made the gift. So the gift period passed, you're okay. Now we have new rules, penalty doesn't start till sometime in the future. Because of these changes, and I cannot stress this enough, do not go to someone who does not know what the issues are or how to find the answers to these questions. Because if you go to someone and you say, I want to give property to my children, I want to give property to this corporation we're forming, those gifts could be a problem if you need institutional care in the next 5 years. You need to know that you're okay, one way or another. You've got enough money to pay for those years. You've got long-term care insurance. You've got children who you're giving money to who are going to pay for it. You've got to have a plan in place. If you don't have a plan in place, guess who gets to make the decisions for you? It's not you. We want you to have complete control over your own life. Where you're going to go to a facility, how it's going to be paid for, how your property is going to be passed. We want you to maximize the ability to keep your property, to pass your property to the next generation in the way that you want to, and to be taken care of appropriately for the remainder of your life. Any transfer without consideration creates a penalty. So anything that you give away, that includes a conservation easement. That includes the $11,000 or $12,000 a year that you can give away and gift tax-free. Everybody that comes in my office sits down and says, well, I can give away $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 a year, right? Well, yeah, you can give it away, gift tax-free. But that's going to create a penalty that's going to start sometime in the future. If you make those gifts, you got to consider that. So consider, everybody's after landowners right now because of the extremely favorable treatment of conservation easements under the Pension Protection Act. And they're wonderful. And gifts of IRAs under the Pension Protection Act. They're wonderful tax breaks and incentives. And there are good and valid reasons to do that. But you've got to consider the other side, which is, if I am in an age group and I don't have long-term care insurance and I don't have a lot of money, how am I going to pay for long-term care? And the person or the group to whom you've given the conservation easement is not necessarily going to step up and say, I'll pay for it. So you got to make sure that all of that is addressed and negotiated in the context of giving away the things that you're going to give away. Everybody wants you to make a gift to them. Every college, every university, every group that you're associated with, if you are a landowner, they want you to give conservation easements, and government has made it very, very attractive to do so. And it is a wonderful thing. It is something that is going to protect our land, our country, for the next generation. But please don't do that at your own expense without understanding the consequences of what you've done or what you're about to do. So we suggest that you seek a real estate lawyer for real estate, an estate planning lawyer for estate planning, and an elder law attorney for long-term care issues. The National Elder Law Foundation website has a list of certified elder law attorneys. Those are people who have passed a test and had experience and know what they're doing. So we know in that aspect, at least, that they know what they're doing. For estate planning, there is a specialization in this state and in most other states for estate planning and probate attorneys. You can call and find out who is on that list. Most probate courts maintain a list of those practitioners. You can go to somebody who knows what they're doing, ask around, see if other people that you know have engaged in this type of planning and have gotten what they wanted out of it. And make sure that you don't consider that this fee is too high, I don't know whether I can pay that much. Just consider the cost on the other end. And go forth, review, revise, make sure that everything is up to date and that your planning accomplishes what you want. It's been my pleasure to be here tonight.
Sarah, you've given these people a lot to think about, and I know lots of times we hear many, many jokes about attorneys, but I think this is one time where we can say that an attorney may save your butt, or however you may want to put it. But anyway, there's lots of things that we need to consider, and you can see that you actually can save yourself a lot of problems if you'll use the proper assistance. One of the things that you have in front of you is a notebook, and that notebook has a considerable amount of material in it. We're not thinking that you're going to remember everything that you're hearing here in these next 3 nights just because you sat here and listened to them. Hopefully, though, that will acquaint you with or prick your interest on these topics, and you will be able to see more information and to consider those aspects as you look forward to where you're going and what you're going to do. We're going to take a break now for 10 minutes, and we will be back with this program for the final section.